Hello students, today we are starting the second part of chapter 15, drainage system. Yesterday we discussed about the difference between a river basin and a water divide, the difference between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers, and the three stages or courses of a river system. Today we will start our topic with the two main river system of our country, that is Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Our first topic today is river system. For that, please come to page number 116. First heading, Himalayan rivers. Before going to Himalayan rivers, let us see what is a river system. The large network of streams, lakes and rivers that are part of a large rivers network of tributaries and distributaries is called a river system. So, according to this, in India, we are having three main river systems in the Himalayan river system. They are Sindhu river system, Brahmaputra river system and Ganga river system. In this map of India, you will be able to see the major rivers and lakes. We will be first starting with our Himalayan rivers. See the Sindhu river, Brahmaputra river and the Ganga river. First, Himalayan rivers. Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra are the major Himalayan rivers. They are Himalayan rivers because they originate from Himalayas. These rivers are very long and they are having many tributaries meeting them. When a large river and her tributaries meet, they form a shape which is called a system, river system. Most of the Himalayan rivers originate in the snow-clad regions of Himalaya. The annual rainfall in the Himalayan range is quite high. Hence, the rivers receive good rainfall in monsoon season. Moreover, much water is added to these rivers due to melting of snow of Himalayas in summer. Hence, Himalayan rivers are full of water throughout the year. This we have discussed yesterday while discussing about the difference between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers, they are called perennial rivers. What is the reason? That also we have discussed, because they are having water throughout the year. During monsoon season they are having water. At the same time summer season also they are having water because of the melting of the snow. Now, the first Himalayan river which we are going to study is Sindhu river system. It is also known as Indus river system. Sindhu is one of the biggest or longest river of the world with its length 2,900 km. Sindhu river originates from Manasarovar region in Tibet. Please underline in your textbook from where Sindhu river originate. Manasarovar region in Tibet. It has formed many inaccessible deep ravines and passes. About 1/3 of its base falls in the mountainous region of Jammu Kashmir. First, Sindhu flows to north and then turns westwards and enters India via Ladakh in Jammu Kashmir. Here river Saskar, Nubara, Shyok and Hunza meet Sindhu. These are the tributaries which reaches Sindhu river. From Jammu Kashmir, Sindhu river starts flowing towards Pakistan. In Punjab, 5 tributary rivers namely Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bes and Satluj meet Sindhu at a place called Mithankot. You know why Punjab get its name Punjab? Panch means 5 and Ab means water. Then the combined flow of these rivers ultimately flow southwards and meet Arabian Sea. These rivers flow at a slower speed in the plain. In 1960, a treaty was signed with Pakistan regarding the distribution of water of Sindhu river. According to that, we Indians can use only 20% of the water. Water of river Satluj, Ravi and Bes is used for irrigation in the states of Punjab, Haryana and southwestern part of Rajasthan. Second Himalayan river is Ganga river system. Ganga is the longest river of India with the length of 2500 km. Come to page number 117. It has the largest river basin in India. Rivers Alaknanda and Bhagirathi originate from Gangotri area in Himalayas. These rivers merge with each other at a place called Devaprayag in Uttarakhand. Please underline first paragraph, second line. Devaprayag in Uttarakhand region. The flow of river from Devaprayag is known as Ganga. From here, Ganga river leaves the mountainous terrain and enters the plains near Haridwar, the famous place. Many small rivers like Gangara, Gandak, Koshi, etc. come from north direction and meet Ganga here. The origin of these rivers lies in Nepal. River Yamuna emerges from Yamunotri in Himalayas. Flowing to the right side of Ganga, it merges with Ganga near Allahabad. All these rivers contain a very large volume of water. Hence, the northern plain experience flood almost every year. These floods cause a heavy loss of life and property in some areas. On the other hand, India has also been able to prosper in agriculture through the fertile plains formed by these rivers. Few rivers like Chambal and Betwa originate in Peninsular Plateau and meet Yamuna, whereas river Sun meets Ganga here. These rivers originate in semi-arid area and are short and contain less water. Here you should remember one thing, the positive and negative aspect of Ganga river system. As several rivers meet Ganga and form the Ganga river system, all these rivers contain a very large volume of water. Hence, the northern plain experience flood almost every year. These floods cause a heavy loss of life and property in some areas. On the other hand, the plains formed by these rivers are extremely fertile. Due to these rivers, India has been able to prosper tremendously in agriculture. That is one positive side of Ganga river. At the same time, the negative side is that river Ganga is having several tributaries or small rivers, and because of this, flood is the main situation of this area. The main branch of Ganga flows and enters Bangladesh, where she is also known as Padma. So, in Bangladesh, river Ganga is known as Padma. Padma flows through Bangladesh, where Brahmaputra meet her. And from Bangladesh, Padma and Brahmaputra, they combined together and reach India, and in Bangladesh they flow together and they are known as Jamuna. Further, the river Meghna merges with Jamuna and their combined flow is called Meghna. Lastly, Meghna meets the Bay of Bengal. The second branch is known as Bhagirathi Hooghly in West Bengal. This branch then finally enters into Bay of Bengal. Thus finally, these two branches meet the Bay of Bengal. The Ganga-Brahmaputra delta is the most fertile delta and it is known as the Sundarban delta. Ambala city works as a water divide between Ganga and Sindhu rivers. Ambala to Sundarban is about 1800 km distance and it has a very gentle shape. Why this region is called Sundarban region? Because a large number of Sundari trees grow in the delta region of Ganga. That is the reason why this region is called Sundarban. Give reasons में लिखने के लिए आएगा. In Sundarban delta, they are famous for mangrove forest. Sundarban lies at sea level. Ambala city, have you heard about Ambala city? The biggest, one of the famous or big military camp is situated on Ambala city. This city works as a water divide between Ganga and Sindhu rivers. Ambala to Sundarban, as I told you, it is about 1800 km, but it has a very gentle slope. Ambala, it is at an altitude of about 1800 km. Sorry, Ambala is at an altitude of about 300 km from sea level, whereas Sundarban is at sea level. Now we will discuss the third and the final river system of Himalayan river, that is Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra is the only river having a masculine name. Please underline page number 117. Like to know the last box. Brahmaputra is the only river having a masculine pronoun or masculine name. And it is about 2900 km long. And this is longer than Sindhu river, but most of our flow is outside India. Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, near the origin of Sindhu and Satluj river. It is called Sangpo in Tibet. In Tibet, Brahmaputra flows parallel to Himalayas in the eastern direction. It then takes a U-turn at the mountain peak called Namcha Barwa and enters India through Arunachal Pradesh. Here it is known as Dihang. This river with Dihang, Lohit and Kenula tributaries collectively known as Brahmaputra in Assam. Brahmaputra get flooded heavily during monsoon season. You know what is the reason? Brahmaputra originates in Himalaya and hence contains a large quantity of water. This river flows through Arunachal Pradesh and Assam in India, where many small rivers merge with Brahmaputra. Moreover, these rivers flow through areas that experience heavy rainfall. So, the volume of water in Brahmaputra rises greatly, and so it gets flooded heavily during the monsoon. Brahmaputra river is also known as Red River in India. Why? Because this river turns red or has a red tinge for 3 or so days in the month of June. This is because of some red algae growth in the month of June. River Brahmaputra is also called the sorrow of Assam. Why? Brahmaputra, because it has frequent flood in Assam, which distracts or destroys much of Assam's resources. So, Brahmaputra is also known as the sorrow of Assam. Brahmaputra is known as Jamuna in Bangladesh. Majuli, it is an island in Brahmaputra, is the largest riverine island in the world. What do you mean by riverine island? Riverine means anything that is related to rivers. And riverine islands means islands which get formed in the river when the water level drops down is called riverine islands. Many islands formed in Bangladesh by Brahmaputra are some of the examples of riverine islands. Among them, Majuli, it is an island in Brahmaputra. It is the largest riverine island in the world. The Tibet part of Brahmaputra contains less sediments. In India, Brahmaputra flows through areas receiving very heavy rainfall, and hence the river carries much alluvium with her. Many tributaries meet this river in Assam, which makes the flow a woven form. Woven means interlacking two or more at a right angle to one another. During monsoon, the total volume of water in Brahmaputra and her tributaries rises gently, causing flood in Assam and Bangladesh. That I told you. That is why Brahmaputra is known as the sorrow of Assam. The second level of this river increases at several places, and so surface of river gets higher. Last week also you have seen in the news that Assam got severely flooded because of flood in Brahmaputra. And as a result, there are frequent changes in the course of the river. With this, we come to the end of Himalayan river system. I hope you got a clear idea about the three main river system of Himalayan rivers. That is the Sindhu river, then Brahmaputra river, and the Ganga river system. Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic, that is Peninsular river system. The Peninsular river system, the Western Ghats is considered to be the main water divide for peninsular rivers, or the 2 or 3 peninsular rivers are separated with the highland called Western Ghats. Major rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, etc. flow eastwards and meet the Bay of Bengal. Other small rivers like Diodar, Brahmani, Vaitarani, Suvarna Rekha, they all meet Bay of Bengal. Other rivers like Narmada, Tapi, Sabarmati, Mahisagar, they all flow from east to west and meet Arabian Sea in the west. Now we will discuss each and every main peninsular river in detail. The first one is Narmada basin. Come to page number 118. Narmada basin. Narmada basin or Narmada river, this is about 1312 kilometer long. It originates near Amarkantak plateau in Madhya Pradesh. It flows westward in a rift valley. It flows through a rocky terrain of marbles near Jabalpur and flows quite fast due to slopey terrain. Beautiful Dudar falls are located on river Narmada in Jabalpur. Tributaries of Narmada river do not have longer flow and most of them meet at right angles. Narmada's basin is spread over Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Second one is Tapi basin. River Tapi is almost 724 kilometers long. Tapi river originates from Satpura ranges in Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. It flows in a rift valley parallel to Narmada and meet Arabian Sea. Basin of Tapi lies in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Third one is Godavari basin. This is the largest of the peninsular river. Please underline. It is about 1465 kilometer long. It has the largest basin among the peninsular rivers. It starts from the slopes of Western Ghats near Nasik in Maharashtra. It flows through to the east and meets Bay of Bengal. About 50% of its basin lies in Maharashtra. The rest lies in Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh. Many tributaries meet Godavari. Among them, Purna, Vardha, Pranhita, Manjra, Vainganga and Penganga are the major rivers. Godavari is the largest river of South India and has very large basin, so it is also known as the Ganga of South. Why Godavari is called the Ganga of South? Give reason में आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Godavari is the largest of the peninsular rivers with about a length 1465 km. Owing to its length, Godavari has a very long flow. Moreover, it is the largest river of South India and has the largest basin among the peninsular rivers. That is why Godavari is also known as the Ganga of South. This is an important question for give reason, so please make it clear. Next one is Mahanadi basin. Mahanadi originates in the mountainous region of Chhattisgarh. It is about 860 km long. It flows through Odisha and meets Bay of Bengal. Its base is spread in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Odisha. Next is Krishna basin. Krishna starts from near Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra. It is about 1400 km long. Tungabhadra, Koina, Gadprabha, Musi and Bhima are her major tributaries. Its basin is spread in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Last one is Kaveri basin. Kaveri river originates from the Brahmagiri range in Western Ghats. It is about 760 km long. Amravati, Bhavani, Hemvati and Kalini are her major tributaries. Its basin is spread in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It meets the Bay of Bengal to the south of Kudalur in Tamil Nadu. Now we are moving to the worksheet. For that, please take your textbook, page number 120. Question number 1. Write short answers for the following question. Question number 1 and 2 we have written in the previous class. Now directly we are going to question number 5. Godavari is named as Ganga of South. Give reason. Already I have discussed it in the section Godavari basin. So listen to that and write your answer. Second question is section 2. Answer the following question. Explain the Ganga river system. For that, please come to our section where we are discussing about Ganga river system in our this clip. There you will get 3 pages about Ganga river system. From there you can take minimum 6 points and you can write the Ganga river system. Now question number 2, discuss the Narmada basin. For that, please come to your textbook, page number 118. Under the heading Narmada basin, 2 paragraphs are there. Same paragraph I have discussed in this lecture also. So under that heading Narmada basin, that points also you can add. Narmada basin mein you can write that points also. You can write almost 7 points are there for Narmada basin that you can copy down. Next question is, describe in detail the Krishna and Kaveri basin. First you write about Krishna basin, that is in our point which we have discussed here under the clip Krishna basin. You will get 4 points. That 4 points you can write for Krishna basin. And another one is Kaveri basin. Just down to Krishna basin, there is Kaveri basin in our lecture. Just now we have discussed there. We are having 5 points. All the 5 points you can write for that. So with this we completed the worksheets. But at the same time you are supposed to write the main points, add to the main points of our notebook the points which we discussed today regarding the 2 section, that is our Himalayan river system and Peninsular river system. At the same time, add to your extra MCQs questions from these 2 sections. Hope you got clear about today's section. So complete the notebook, read the textbook, learn the things properly. See you in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe. Bye.
In this video, we shall learn about the major rivers in India. Well, the major rivers in India can be divided into the Himalayan rivers and the rivers of the Indian plateau. The major Himalayan rivers are River Ganga, River Brahmaputra and River Indus. These are not just rivers, they are river system. River Ganga is the longest and the most important river of India. It is 2,525 kilometers long and it flows through the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. River Ganga is the most sacred river to Hindus. It is also a lifeline to millions of Indians who live along its course and depend on it for their daily needs. River Ganga originates from Gangotri Glacier at Gomukh. The headwaters of Ganga is known as Bhagirathi. It joins River Alaknanda at Dev-Prayag, and from here the river is known as Ganga. Yamuna is the second largest tributary of Ganga. River Yamuna originates at Yamunotri and joins Ganga at Allahabad. It is the longest river in India which does not directly flow into the sea. The rivers joining Ganga from the north are Ramganga, Gomati, Ghagra. Rapti joins Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi. River Ghagra is the largest tributary of Ganga. The rivers joining Yamuna from the south are Chambal. Now, the tributaries of Chambal are Banas, Parbati and Kali Sindh. The other tributaries of Yamuna are River Sindh and Betwa. The tributary of Betwa is Dhassan. Then it is Ken and Tons. River Son joins River Ganga. The tributary of River Son are Rihand and Koyal. In West Bengal, River Ganga is joined by Mayurakshi and Damodar. Coming to the next river, River Indus. Well, the Indus River is 3,180 kilometers long, and this makes it one of the longest rivers in Asia. The river originates in the western part of Tibet in the vicinity of Mount Kailash and Lake Mansarovar. The river passes through Jammu Kashmir, and before joining Arabian Sea, it passes through Pakistan. It is the longest river and the national river of Pakistan. River Satluj is the largest tributary of River Indus. It originates from Rakshasthal Lake in Tibet. This river flows through the states of Himachal Pradesh, Punjab and joins River Indus in Pakistan. The tributaries of Indus are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas. And in the northern part, the tributaries are Shyok, Gilgit and Jhaskar. The next important Himalayan river is the river Brahmaputra. River Brahmaputra is one of the major rivers of Asia which flows through China, India and Bangladesh. This river is 3,848 kilometers long. River Brahmaputra is also called Sangpo in Tibet. It originates on the Chimangyongdung Glacier located on the northern side of the Himalayas in Burang County of Tibet. When I say county, a county is a geographical region of a country used for administrative or other purpose in certain modern nations. The Brahmaputra enters India in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, where it is called Siang. In Assam, the river is called Brahmaputra. In Bangladesh, the Brahmaputra is joined by the river Teesta, then it is known as Jamuna. Later on, it merges with the lower Ganga called the river Padma. In the final part, the river is called Meghna. Now the main tributaries of Brahmaputra are River Teesta, Dubri, Manas, Subansiri, Lohit, Tibang, Dhanasiri, Kopili and Meghna. River Meghna in the initial stage is known as Barak. River Surma. When it turns south, it is known as Meghna. The important rivers of the Indian plateau are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada and Tapi. River Mahanadi originates in Chhattisgarh. It is an important river of Chhattisgarh and Odisha. The tributaries of river Mahanadi are Seonath, Hasdev, Mand, Ib, Ong and river Tel. River Godavari is the second longest river in India after the river Ganga. It has its source at Trimbakeshwar. The main tributaries of river Godavari are river Pravara, Puma, Vainganga. The tributaries of Vainganga are Penganga and river Vardha. Then it is Manjara and Indravati. River Krishna originates in the Western Ghats near Mahabaleshwar. The main tributaries of Krishna are Bhima, Tungabhadra, Ghatprabha and Malaprabha. Then it is river Pennar, and river Kaveri. The two important westward flowing rivers of India are river Narmada and river Tapi. River Narmada is the longest westward flowing rivers of India.